Welcome, Southern Soul Tarot family. I'm going to be doing another true crime reading or true, crime of murder reading on BTK, which was the bind, torture, kill serial killer. His name was Dennis Rader. He was born on 3/9/45, which made him a Pisces. He had two children, and he was sentenced to 175 years for the death or for the murder of 10 people. His crime spanned from 1/15/74 through 1/1991. Now, he also did have a wife. Her name was Paul Dietz, and they were married from 1971 to 2005. So, I did the spread as far as when he was a teenager, and the middle part will be as an adult as he started to do the crimes, and the past will be where he sits in jail, or that would be presently though. So, in the past, as a teenager, young child, he had the Five of Pentacles. He felt left out in the cold. He felt as if he didn't have anything, anyone, anywhere to go. You can see the blood coming from her hand. She's crying. The lightning striking. It's pouring rain. It's just like it's just being completely out in the cold and not being felt loved or wanted or taken care of. Now, opportunity came on with the Ace of Cups for emotion, and emotions a lot of time usually lead to an action. But I think it was not a good offer because it ended up bringing in the Seven of Swords energy. Now, the Seven of Swords is usually, swords are intellectual. It's Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. So that would be, the Seven of Swords is lying, stealing, cheating, manipulating, omitting something and then saying, well, I didn't lie about it, I just didn't tell you. You see him trying to be super greedy and grab all the swords, but he's not even able to grab them all. Two still lie on the floor, and that'll probably be the proof to trace it back to him. Now, as he gets a little bit older in his younger adulthood, he tries to bring on an earthly energy, which he wants to build a lot of abundance for himself. So he takes on very many different careers and volunteers in very many different places. Now, while he's doing this, he's having a hard time sleeping at night. He's losing a lot of sleep. He is depressed, anxious, and I think the reason he is because he keeps having these thoughts as a young adult, teenager, to commit these crimes. It was probably on his mind a lot. I mean, he killed 10 women, even some children that happened to be there. But I don't think he really wanted to ignore, he was happy with the cup right here. He was not interested in trying to move on, redirect his energy, or just do the right thing. So that led to the Seven of Swords energy. Now, the Seven of Swords energy is here again. So that means he chose once again to lie, steal, cheat. It can be drugs, overindulgence, all of those things. He probably overindulged in his fantasies, and then in his own mind, I think that he would use the Five of Wand energy to kind of validate his thoughts and his behavior, because he was doing certain things that were inappropriate. And then underneath, next to that, is the Empress. And being that he liked to dress up in women's clothing, and not all of his victims were women, I think that he did the Seven of Swords energy. He defended it, but I think he did it because I think he felt like he was the Empress. He felt that he deserved all the attention and all of the recognition and all of those things, and that he could do and give anything that a woman could. And like I said, he dressed up like a woman, so I kind of believe that he felt he was in the Empress energy right before he started going into the killings. Now, you have it's going to be the Nine of Swords in reverse, which means he was coming out of the place of insomnia, losing sleep, not being able to make a decision, being depressed, and he made a choice, an intellectual choice with the Ace of Swords, a very big choice. Now he made the choice of the Nine of Cups with emotion, and it is reversed. Now usually upright, it's celebration, it's a good time, it's having fun with your friends, but reversed, it's almost like kind of rubbing everything that you've done well into your friend's face, and you're just boasting about everything, and most of the time nobody wants anything to do with you when you behave that way. So most, like, everybody that was around him as he started to come into the Nine of Swords and then he made his decision, they started being able to tell something was off, and I think that they looked at him as a very shallow person. Directly underneath that is the Chariot, and I think the Chariot was more or less probably his certain people around him moving on, and then him just trying to let it go. And then because you have the Five of Cups energy, which is upright, is going to be like the grass is greener on the other side, but around, he's coming out of that. It's like he has moved on, he's coming out of the feeling sorry for himself, but he's also going into a Queen of Wands energy, which is a very fiery energy. The Queen of Wands does what she says. If she wants to do something, she'll do it. If she doesn't want to do something, she won't do it. But she will let you know either way. She is sharp with her words. She is very intellectual. She's beautiful, and she is no bullshit. And she's to the point. So that could have been the energy he was taking on towards the end, while he was starting to commit the crimes. Now he has the Two of Swords, which means he came into a decision while he was doing the crimes, and you see the Two of Pentacles next to it, which means he was juggling these two ideas, which I think one was a normal lifestyle at home, pretend to be the family guy, and the other one was to be a serial killer. Now the Sun is in reverse. Usually the Sun's kind of like a brand new start. Things like that, really, a brand new start, brand new cycle a bit, and it is in reverse. So I think whether he didn't want to start a new cycle, or for whatever reason a cycle was supposed to start and it was delayed. Now, once he confessed and ended up in jail and basically admitting to everything he had done, since he's been there, because he has been there since, let's see, quite a while now. I want to say 2014 was when he was sent to jail. So once he was in jail, he did a lot of thinking, analytical thinking, introspection into maybe the things he did, why he did them, coming up with new ideas. I mean, he also could be coming up with new lies, but I feel like he's kind of like going in deep and trying to see where he messed up, because right next to it is the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Now, he had the Ten of Pentacles out to the outside to everybody. He had a great family, he had a great wife, everything was great. But he was not doing what he said he was doing. He was not conforming to society. He was not the guy he said he was, and it was starting to, his mask had slipped, and now everybody knew what he was. Excuse me. Now, you have the Temperance card underneath that. Now, after he was arrested, he started to, again, he had a lot of time on his hands. He was sentenced to quite a bit of prison time. Like I said, 175 years for the 10 women. And so the Temperance is usually a balance between, like, the emotions and, I want to say, the actions. So, therefore, when he has been in jail, he's been trying to learn to have emotions, I think, number one, because I don't think he has any. If you watch his interview, he has no emotion whatsoever as he's describing it. It's almost like he's talking about, what he had for lunch, like, a week ago or something. So I think he is trying to learn temperance now and balance out certain emotions and actions and thoughts. Now, the Two of Cups is following, which means I think he might have somebody helping him try to do those things, like helping him come out of this Nine of Wands energy, which is also fiery, following it. I think it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, though. It could be a cellmate, a counselor, another prison guard, any of those things, a pen pal. They could be giving him encouraging information to look at and ideas to move on to the next spiritual level. Now, right after that is the Knight of Wands. So I think whatever advice these people gave him, he took the fire, he reversed it, he put it down, and now he's ready to surrender and move on. And with that, he accepted it. Dennis Rader has now accepted the Page of Cups, which means he is ready to accept emotion. In the past, he was not ready to accept emotion. He was ignoring certain offers, like over here in the Four of Cups, and right here in the Five of Cups, when he's kind of acting like, poor me, and over here in the Nine of Cups in the overindulgence. So, yeah, I think that the Two of Cups and the Nine of Wands is just basically, helped him get to the Page of Cups, which is totally awesome, and I hope it does something for him. I mean, regardless, he remains in prison for the rest of his life. What he did was a completely horrible, horrific thing, and he deserves to be where he is. But, I think we all have the right to think about our decisions and where we went wrong. But I think he's doing that. He has a Three of Cups in reverse. I think he realized that he was completely out of control, completely out of hand. And he also has the Fool here in reverse. Now, I think with the Page of Cups being here, and he wants to start showing emotion, action, and all those things. And then he has the Three of Cups following it in reverse. He wants to show that he's going to cut off that type of behavior and cut off the foolishness and the lying and the arrogantness. And he's going to come to a higher power so that he can relate with other human beings the best he can for as long as he's here. I don't think he's a big chatterbox, but you never know. But this is going to be the reading for Dennis Rader, which is also known as BTK, which was the bind, torture, and kill serial killer. And once again, his crimes spanned from 1/15/74 to 1/1991, which is quite a long time, especially because there was numerous community things he was involved in. So nobody ever thought anything of him as far as being guilty. But I want to thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you think there's anybody else that would enjoy it, I'd love it if you could share it with them. In my About section, I have more details about readings. I do numerous different kinds of readings. I have I have a deal on your first reading, and then 2 more readings at cheaper prices. So if you want to take a look at them, you can go ahead and do that. But I would love if you would comment in the comment section so that we could talk about the spread. If there was anything that I forgot, maybe y'all and that y'all would like to add, I would greatly appreciate it. And please like, subscribe, and comment and share my channel so that I can continue to keep growing it for y'all, and hopefully at some point get better equipment to be able to deliver better videos to y'all. So once again, thank you, Southern Soul family, for joining me, and I will be seeing y'all again very soon. Thank you.